Hi and welcome to the channel, and today we'll be looking at Spectres by the Blue Oyster Cult, released October 1977. Now, one of the reasons I love the Blue Oyster Cult is because, like me, they have a huge love for horror, science fiction, those old monster movies, and they managed to transfer that love into a bunch of killer songs. So, before I start this review, let's have a look at the musicians on this album. Buck Dharma on lead guitar and vocals, Alan Lanier on keyboards and rhythm guitar, Eric Bloom on stun guitar and vocals. How can you not love a band with a guitarist who plays stun guitar? Joe Bouchard on bass, vocals and keyboards, Albert Bouchard on drums, harmonica, percussion and vocals. And one thing I'll say from the very start of this review, these guys are great musicians, and together they make a fantastic band. Spectres kicks off with the classic Godzilla, with that great chunky riff which sounds so menacing and powerful. You can have your Kashmir Godzilla riff, this is the one for me. And you have Bloom and Buck combining on the lead vocals. With a purposeful grimace and a terrible sound, he pulls the spitting high tension wires down. Helpless people on subway trains scream bug-eyed as he looks in on them. He picks up a bus and throws it back down as he wades through the buildings towards the centre of town. Oh no, they say, he's got to go. Go, go, Godzilla. Oh no, there goes Tokyo. Go, go, Godzilla. But notice also those guitar fills from Buck. Absolutely blistering. They're to die for. 1 minute 56, the rest of the band drop out and they leave Joe Bouchard to play some funky bass lines. And we are treated to some dialogue from the original 1954 Japanese motion picture Godzilla as the band storm back to the main riff, and Bloom and Buck remind us that history shows again and again how nature points out the folly of man. Godzilla. History shows again and again how nature points out the folly of man. Godzilla. When I saw the band play this live, Bloom, Lanier and Buck were all on rhythm guitar, with Buck alternating on lead, and it made the song live just so powerful. During that live performance, Albert Bouchard played a drum solo with footage from the original film playing just behind him. It blew me away. Track 2, The Golden Age of Leather. This starts with the whole band singing a cappella. Raise your can of beer on high and seal your fate forever. Our best years have passed us by, the golden age of leather. In comes another great riff and off we go. But notice here how it's Joe Bouchard's powerful bass playing along with the main riff that drives this song. Golden Age is about a bunch of biker gangs who feel they're coming to the end of their days, getting older and feeling that they or their kind don't belong in this world anymore, and decide to meet up for one final give-it-all battle. This was a night not long to come in the year of our Lord AD. We're in a desert halfway house, poised on the brink of eternity. 490 studied horsemen close the knot of honour, as only drunken soldiers can. 2 minutes 7 seconds in, Albert Bouchard's drums moved the band onto a fast-paced riff. Some lovely call and response vocals here. Harmonies from the band with Eric Bloom replying. Down coloured the sky, the ritual feast. Some had died, they were buried with their bikes. Each grabbed a rag from a man with a sack. Torn strips of colour, the red and the black. 3 minutes 31 seconds. Some lovely multi-track vocals from Buck Dharma, with again Bloom replying. The two different voices working brilliantly together. The rhythm and lead guitars weaving in and out of each other. And as the song begins to fade, we are left with the Newark Boys chorus, solemnly intoning, Golden Age, Golden Age, Golden Age. So, did the fight happen and the shifting desert sands cover the bodies and the bikes up? Or were the bikers really spectres to begin with? Track 3, Death Valley Nights, which starts off with some languid piano from Alan Lanier, with Joe Bouchard's bass following the piano lines. Albert Bouchard sings, bleached by the sun and scorned by the moon. If I make it till tomorrow noon, I'm leaving. Between the horror of space and the terror of time, my heart in crystal, down the line I'm screaming. 53 seconds in, and Albert is joined by the rest of the band with a lovely melody and gorgeous harmonies. What I need is a kiss from you, babe, before it's hangover time. What I need is some love from you, babe, before this stampede arrives. 2 minutes 7 seconds, here comes that lovely melody and harmonies again. 2:27, here's Buck with another great solo. 2:41, back to that great melody and harmonies, but this time with those killer guitar fills from Buck. As the song builds and builds and builds. What I need to ride away. What I need you. It's just a great song and an awesome vocal performance by Albert Bouchard. Track 4, Searching for Celine, set to pounding piano chords and a bass line that wouldn't be out of place on a funkadelic track. Eric Bloom tells us of his search for Celine. Now Celine was Louis Ferdinand Celine, a French writer from the late 1800s. Celine suffered from narcolepsy, which causes a person to fall asleep without warning. Lanier and Bloom, the writers, have changed Celine from a he to a she and moulded the story of a twisted, dysfunctional love affair around Celine's narcolepsy. The song features a magnificent performance by Eric Bloom on vocals, and at 1 minute 34, Buck Dahmer provides a killer wah-wah guitar solo. I've been searching for Celine. I've been searching for her company. I know where she's sleeping. I know why she's tired. I know why she's cursing. She knows why I lie. Love is like a gun, and in the hands of someone like you, I think it'd kill. But oh, what a thrill. But oh, what a thrill. From 2 minutes 46 seconds, the band changed the rhythm and tempo of the song and give Buck the space to take a long, spacey solo to the song's finale. Listen again though to the Bouchard brothers' stellar rhythm section on this song. And so to track 5, Fireworks. This track always sounds to me like it could have been part of the Imaginos project. It's sung by the great Albert Bouchard and features more great harmonies from the band. Then the lightning flashing, crashing, fireworks shooting up in her head. The earth was shaking, quaking, fireworks pouring down on her head. Albert Bouchard once said in an interview, the song was about a young girl who experiences an orgasm for the first time, hence the fireworks going off in her head. Now I'm sure someone will tell me, but I don't know if the band ever played this live. I would have loved to have seen this song played live in concert. Now, I know this album divides opinion among many fans. Some really rate it, others not so much. But personally, it's my favourite Blue Oyster Cult record. Partly because of all the great melodies, harmonies and hooks, partly because of the stellar playing by every member of the band, and partly because of Buck's incredible soloing on track after track after track. Next up, Are You Ready to Rock? When I first saw this title on the album sleeve, my heart dropped. I thought, this has got to be a filler track. How wrong can you be? A classic riff, with Buck answering back with some molten lead guitar. Some lovely call and response vocals as Eric Bloom implores us to come on to the station of night. Come on, everybody's waiting. Come on with the signal in sight. Come on, there's a new tune playing. Throw in some more of those lovely harmonies and some great Alan Lanier piano as well. I only live to be born again. Are you ready to rock? At 3 minutes 6 seconds, the band up the tempo of the song and we get all rock and roll as Eric implores us he's ready, really ready to rock. Live, this track was just awesome and opened the show in great style when I saw the band at London's Hammersmith Odeon in June 1978. Track 7, Celestial the Queen, features more of the superb keyboard skills of Alan Lanier on synth and piano. The song, written by Joe Bouchard and Helen Wheels, features Joe on lead vocals. I always thought this song was about a transvestite, but like most Blue Oyster Cult songs, the lyrics are shrouded in mystery. But it's another great song on this classic album. Track 8, Going Through the Motions. This is a track that many Blue Oyster Cult fans are really divided on. Some love it, some hate it, but personally I love it. It's a collaboration between Eric Bloom and Ian Hunter. I've always been a fan of Ian's work in Mott the Hoople and as a solo artist, and to me this is a nigh perfect piece of rock pop as you will ever find. Hand claps on a Blue Oyster Cult record? No, that's heresy. But listen to Joe Bouchard's superb bass lines and one of Eric Bloom's finest vocal performances. At 1 minute 44 seconds, a beautiful lyrical guitar solo from Buck. Next up, Buck's beautiful I Love the Night. That night her kiss told me it was over. I walked out late into the dark. The misty gloom seems to soak up my sorrow. The further I went, I felt a spreading calm, and then suddenly my eyes were bathed in a light, and the lovely lady in white was by my side. She said, "Like me, I see you're walking alone. Won't you please stay?" I couldn't look away. Buck on those lovely multi-tracked harmonies and multi-track guitars, a myriad of different tones and effects, just weaving a perfect song. Also listen to Joe Bouchard's bass and Albert's restrained drums, just perfection. Over the years I've seen a few people compare I Love the Night to Buck's classic song Don't Fear the Reaper, which came off the previous album, Agents of Fortune. Now I know both songs are about death and dying and stuff like that, but for me, and I don't know if it's because Reaper was played to death on the radio, but out of the two songs, it'll always be for me, I Love the Night wins hands down. And so sadly to the album's final track, Nosferatu, which is basically Bram Stoker's Dracula. This was a 1922 silent film from Germany. The makers changed the title and some details to avoid copyright claims from Stoker's estate, but Stoker's estate sued anyway and won. But the film is considered a classic of its time and very influential. This song, written by Joe Bouchard and the wonderfully named Helen Wheels, actually includes some of the dialogue from the original film. Rats in the hold, my crew is dead, I fear the plague. And Bouchard and Wheels managed to put the whole story into 5 minutes 21 seconds and do it brilliantly. The track oozes with menace and features stellar contributions from every member of the band, even Alan Lanier on Mellotron, and finishes with what else? Another classic solo from Mr. Buck Dharma. So I hope you've enjoyed our review, and I guess it's obvious that I love this album and I still play it today, 42 years on? It's just a classic record for me. But if you haven't heard it, please go and give it a listen. If you heard it years ago and you want to give it a second listen, maybe a second try if you didn't like it back in the day, go and have another listen, because it is a great record. Thanks for listening, and if you like what we're doing, please hit the like button and subscribe to the channel, because we've got loads more good reviews coming through. Thank you.